What's going on, Master Duel fans? James here again. We got us a new challenger approaches moment for you guys. So most cases, if you aren't too familiar about a new challenger approaches, it basically means a guide to an archetype I literally never come across before. So most cases, Infernoble Knights specifically, not the OG Noble Knights, but the Infernoble Knights specifically, since they are fire, alongside with Flame Swordsman. We'll see if we can do a very long guide between the two, and let's get the show on the road. And of course, with this hand, super nice combo. Normal summon Madolche Madolche getting Pudding Sister. Flourishing Hills, discard Changing Seasons for Vernusylph. Revive the Flower Girl. Pudding Sister free special. Pudding Princess. Exceed Shoken into Teacher. Teacher protect Madolche. Teacher into Ala Mode. Ala Mode recover Pudding Sister. Detach for Angel Jelly. Link off into Mini Meow. Mini Meow for Madolche. Vernusylph, discard Gelato for Vernusylph Rabbit. Gelato, getting Salon. Trigger. Extra normal Hotcakes. Hotcakes, target teacher banish for Gelato. Gelato for Ticket. Activated. Vernusylph Rabbit, getting Madolche. Revive Angel Jelly. Ticket trigger. Salon trigger for the Chateau. Getting Madolche. Fresh Sister Tart. Reset button by Chateau. Ala Mode for Angel Jelly. Teacher once more for the recovery. Tribute Angel Jelly for Pudding Sister. Teacher, recover Vernusylph Rabbit. And Vernusylph Duck recovered both to hand. Tiramisu. Tiramisu go up. And basically, this board isn't that optimal because I happened to overextend a lot, and there was no way for me to get the gelatos off from the field without triggering Mini Meow's effect, because it'll cancel the Vernusylph's effects, any leftover Vernusylph effects that is. So I figured this was pretty much the 7 out of 10, 8 out of 10 for having the most optimal boards there is. Would have been nice if I had the 2 traps, but realistically, we'll just roll through with it and see if it changes anything. Most cases, it's the face-up Madolche spells are being protected, courtesy of Fresh Sister Tart, and then Teacher Souffle make 1 Madolche monster, can't be touched by monster effects, and Teacher recovers 2 cards from either grave. And then Tiramisu or Tear Phrase being Tiramisu on anyone's turn. You are looking at 1 unaffected by monsters, 1 protection, along with the Salon being triggered for the set of a Madolche spell trap, and then Ticket to get a Madolche from hand or field, and if I were to special from the field and attack, that would be Pudding Sister for Pudding Princess, aka 2 extra bodies. But we'll see how this goes. Alright, first things first about the Flame Swordsman. They are a series of fire monsters, and when it comes to the support, of Flame Swordsman, you are looking at 3 main deck support cards, along with 2 new fusions, and then 3 spells, and I do believe they have 1 to 2 trap cards that has Fire Warriors / Flame Swordsman in it. So, on behalf of the Flame Swordsman cards in terms of support, time to go through a guide with you guys. So we all know what's up about Flame Swordsman requiring both Flame Manipulator and Masaki, the legendary swordsman, for the sake of this guy, and being one of the instant fusion targets in TCG land, also ready fusion target as well, which is nice. So once again, the Flame Swordsman supports most are Fire Warriors, with the exception of fighting Flame Dragon, which is a dragon. And then going over the guide. Salamandra, the Flying Flame Dragon. While equipped to a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it, extra 700 attack. Each of the following effects once. If it's in your hand or graveyard, target 1 warrior monster you control, hook it up to it as an equipped spell. Upon being sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it's sent to the graveyard, add 1 Salamandra spell trap from deck to hand. And based off from the targets, okay, there it is. There's the other trap, as mentioned earlier. So, Fighting Flame Swordsman. Oh, also the stat lineup for Salamandra: level 2 Fire Dragon, 700 attack, 1600 defense. And then Fighting Flame Swordsman, level 4, 1800 attack, 1600 defense. Upon no more special, add 1 spell trap that mentions Flame Swordsman from deck to hand. And if it's sent to the graveyard, doesn't matter how it's sent to the graveyard, send 1 Flame Swordsman or 1 monster that mentions it from deck or extra deck that isn't Fighting Flame Swordsman to the grave. Each effect once. Mirage Swordsman, level 8, 2800 attack, 2000 defense. If a face-up Fire Fusion monster is more than 1 you control gets killed by battle or card effect, free special dish from graveyard or hand. And then at the start of the damage step, if this card battles an opponent's monster, you can destroy both battling monsters. Upon being destroyed or another card's effect, you can special 1 level 7 or lower monster that mentions Flame Swordsman or it from your deck or extra deck. Each effect once. Fighting Flame Dragon, level 5 Fire Dragon Fusion, 1700 attack, 1600 defense. 1 dragon monster, 1 Fire Warrior monster. And of course, in TCG, instant fuse. Yet on Master Duel, instant fusion is banned. Except during the damage step as a quick effect. You can target 1 warrior fusion monster you control, hook it up to it from field or graveyard, while equipped to a Flame Swordsman or a monster that mentions it, extra 700 attack and second attack during each battle phase. And the equipment is once a turn. Ultimate Flame Swordsman, level 8, 2800 attack, 1600 defense. Flame Swordsman along with Fighting Flame Dragon. So let's see. Flame Swordsman, Fighting Flame Dragon. You can target 1 monster your opponent controls, kill it, and if you do, burn your opponent 500 damage to your opponent. This is a quick effect if this card is equipped with an equipped card. At the start of the damage step, if this card battles, you can double this card's attack until the end of this turn, but if you do, kill it during the end phase of this turn. Each effect once. Salamandra Fusion. And it's an equipped spell too, funny enough. So, aside from a Fire Warrior monster to equip, 700 attack boost, built-in saving grace, and then, while this card is equipped to a fusion monster, you can send this, and if you do, special summon one Flame Swordsman or one fusion monster that mentions it from your extra deck, and it is treated as a fusion summon. That effect is hard once a turn. Flame Swords Realm. Your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal summon a Fire Warrior monster. Once per turn, send one monster from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard. Special one Flame Swordsman from your extra deck. Treat it as a fusion summon. And then... oh, that's a soft once per turn on that Flame Swordsman. Based. And then, once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, target one warrior monster you control. Until the end of this turn, it loses 1,000 attack, but all other monsters you currently control, gain 1,000 attack. Fighting Flame Sword. As a quick play spell, activate one of those following effects and it is a hard once per turn. You either A, add one card from deck to hand that mentions Flame Swordsman that isn't this card. B, when an attack is declared involving your Fire Warrior monster you control, you can target one card anywhere on the field, kill it. Or C, whenever your opponent activates a card or effect that targets Flame Swordsman or a monster's more than one that mentions it that you control, negate that effect. So basically it's either Rhoda for Flame Swordsman in general, and then spot removal on attack declaration, or negate the targeting. Salamandra with Chain. Target one fire monster anywhere on the field, hook it up as an equip, extra 700, then you can change one effect monster anywhere on the field to face down defense, so built-in Book of Moon. You can banish this from your graveyard, perform a fusion summon of one Fire Warrior or Dragon fusion monster from your extra deck by shuffling the materials from hand, field, and or graveyard into the deck, but kill it during the end phase. Hard once on the fusion summon. So apparently the equipping is not once a turn, but the fusion summon is hard once. Flame Swords Dance. Hard once on the secondary effect of Flame Swordsman. If a monster's more than one is special summon one level 7 or lower fusion monster from your extra deck that is Flame Swordsman or mentions it, then you can change one face-up monster anywhere on the field to face-down defense. So, same result about the Book of Moon effect. And then the secondary effect, this is the hard once per turn comes in. During your opponent's battle phase, you can banish this and tribute one face-down defense, special summon one Flame Swordsman or one monster that mentions it from deck or extra deck. And of course, we all know what's up about the classic Dark Flare Knight, courtesy of Flame Swordsman, whose name is mentioned on the material, and Dark Magician. No battle damage involving this, and then when this card gets killed by battle and sent to the graveyard, special one Mirage Knight from hand or deck. And when it comes to Mirage Knight, aside from the usual conditions, as a level 8 light warrior, 2800 attack, 2000 defense. Upon damage calc only, during damage calc only, this card gains attack equal to the original attack of the opponent's monster it is battling. During the end phase, of a turn this card attacked or was attacked, banish this. So start off fresh with fighting Flame Swordsman. Trigger. Getting Flame Swords Realm. Flame Swords Realm. Now, before we go on, the Infernoble monsters, they are a series of Infernobles, specifically Fire Warrior monsters. Yep, Fire Warriors, and they are all about such utility of the noble arms, equipped spells, and or generating ways to help out fire monsters in terms of equipment. So, first things first, on behalf of the Infernobles specifically, if I ever somehow come across the whole entire hit list. Okay, there it is. So, Infernobles specifically, the way it works is that once equipped onto the warriors, at the very least, they gain supernatural effects, depends on which Infernobles that are being equipped to. So, Infernobles specifically. Roland, Renaud, Astolfo, and Ricardo, all level 1 fire warriors. And then Courageous Crimson, who is always treated as an Infernoble. So, Infernoble Knight, Roland. 500 both ways. Upon being hooked up to that face-up monster, extra 500 attack. And that is a quick effect by targeting one face-up monster you control. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard just because it was sent there, add one fire warrior from deck to hand that's not Roland, or one equipped spell from deck to hand. Infernoble Knight Renaud, level 1, 500 attack, 200 defense. Rekindling target, nice. And we all know what's up with Renaud ever since them Isolde combos. If you control a Fire Warrior, free special. From hand specifically, if summoned this way, treat it as a tuner. Once per turn this way on the special, and then upon special summon, doesn't matter how, you can target one Fire Warrior or equipped spell that is banished or in your graveyard, add it back. Hard once on the special summon effect. Infernoble Knight Astolfo. Same stat lineup as Renaud. You can banish one Fire Warrior monster from your hand or graveyard, special this for hand, then you can make this card's level becomes that of the banished monsters. You can banish this, special summon this banished card during your second standby phase after this effect's activation. Then you can special one of your Fire Warrior monsters that is banished or in your graveyard. Each effect one time only, aka once per duel. Wild. Courageous Crimson Chevalier Bradamante. Always treated as an Infernoble Knight. Same stat lineup as Renaud and Astolfo. You can discard this, target one warrior monster you control, hook it up with one equipped spell from your deck that can equip to it. When this card, not equipped with an equipped card, gets killed by battle with an opponent's monster and sends it to the grave, free special, and if you do, equip that monster to your opponent controls to this card. Each effect, hard once. Infernoble Knight Riccardietto. Excuse the good old butchering there. Level 1, Fire Warrior, Tuner. 500 attack, no defense. You can banish this from your hand or graveyard. Special summon 1 level 4 or lower Fire Warrior monster from your hand as a tuner. Upon no more special, you can target 1 level 4 or lower Fire Warrior monster in your graveyard that isn't itself, special it out, and you cannot special for the rest of the turn except warriors. 1 effect per turn and only once that turn, so 1 effect or the other, can't do both. Infernoble Knight Ogier, Infernoble Knight Oliver. Again, excuse the butchering, it's been so long coming across the Infernoble names. And then Infernoble Knight Magus, as well as Infernoble Knight Turpin. Level 4 Fire Warriors, of course. And one of them is a tuner, being Oliver. For Ogier, 1500 attack, 2000 defense. Each of the following effects once. Upon no more special, send 1 Noble Arms card and or, well technically it's or, 1 Fire Warrior that isn't Ogier from deck to graveyard. And of course, they all do something when it comes to the graveyard effects being hooked up as an equip card from hand or graveyard. Yep, and they all gain effects based off from which ones that are equipped to. So we'll get to that in a bit. Infernoble Knight Oliver, 1000 attack, 1500 defense. Each of the following effects of Oliver once. You can send 1 Fire Warrior monster or equip spell from your hand or face-up field to the graveyard, special discard as a level 1 monster. For Magus, 1500 attack, 1000 defense. If this card is sent to the graveyard, you can shuffle into the deck 3 of your other Fire Warrior monsters and or Noble Arms that are banished or in your graveyard. That is the whole entire cost, by the way. The resolution is draw 1 card. And then Infernoble Knight Turpin, 1400 attack, 1700 defense. Each of the following effects once. If you control a monster equipped with an equipped card, free special from the hand or graveyard, but if summoned from the graveyard, banish it whenever it leaves. And then of course, all of them share this one common effect. If this card is in your graveyard, you can target 1 warrior monster you control, hook it up to it as an equipped spell. For the supernatural effects, Ogier can't be killed by card effects. Oliver can't be targeted within card effects. Magus can't be killed by battle. Turpin, the equipped monster, can be treated as a tuner if used for the secret material. And the supernatural effects always depend on the equipped monster. As for the Infernoble extra deck, Infernoble Knight, Captain Roland, level 5 Fire Warrior Synchro Tuner, 2000 attack, 500 defense, generic 5. Upon secret summon, activate this. During the end phase, send 1 equipped spell from deck to graveyard, then add 1 warrior from deck to hand. So it's literally Magna Mutt, but warriors. During the main phase, if this card is in your graveyard as a quick effect, target 1 warrior monster you control, hook it up to it as an equipped spell, extra 500 attack. Each effect once. Infernoble Knight Captain Roland, who is also a generic 5. Same stat lineup as Captain Roland Synchro. and generic 5. When this card declares an attack while equipped, you can target one face-up card anywhere on the field, kill it. And then during your main phase, except the turn that it was sent to the graveyard, break the skill clause. Target one warrior monster you control, special this out from your graveyard as a tuner, and if you do, hook it up to it as an equipped spell, extra 500 attack. And before we go even further, there she is, Angelica, Princess of Noble Arms, for some reason relates to Emperor Charles. Level 5 Fire Warrior Synchro, 1200 attack, 2400 defense, and for some reason that she is a fire monster, I do not know. If this card is special summoned, add one Horn of Oliphant or one card that mentions Infernoble Knight, Emperor Charles from deck to hand. When a card or effect is activated that targets this card on the field, or when this card is targeted for an attack, send one Fire Warrior from your deck to the graveyard, and if you do, banish this until the end phase. Then you can special one Roland monster from your deck or extra deck. Each effect once. And then the related cards involving the Oliphant and or Charles in it. Horn of Oliphant. Activate one of those effects. Banish one equipped spell you control or in your graveyard. You can destroy one card anywhere on the field doesn't target. And then destroy one Roland monster you control. Then special summon in defense up to 3 Fire Warriors whose total levels equals 9. But their effects are negated also until the end of your next turn. After this resolves, you cannot special except warriors. Hard once on the activation. The continuing Epic of Charles. Each effect once. Reveal one Noble Arms equipped spell in your hand, and if you do, special one Infernoble Knight monster from your hand or deck. Then either equip the reveal card to that monster or send it to the graveyard. Otherwise, you can banish this from your graveyard, then target one Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles you control, hook up one Noble Knight monster from your hand or deck as an equipped spell, extra 500 boost. Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles, or as I call him, Sir Charles. Level 9 Fire Warrior Synchro, 3000 attack, 200 defense. Hey, rekindling, nice. Generic 9. If an equipped card becomes equipped to a monster, it doesn't gotta be Charles, doesn't matter which one, even during the damage step, does not target, kill one card anywhere on the field. During the end phase, you can equip one equipped spell from your hand or graveyard to this card. Then, you can equip one Fire Warrior from your deck to this as an equipped spell, extra 500 attack. Each effect once. And last but not least, Emperor Charles the Great, aka Sir Charles the Great. Link 1, middle bottom arrow, 3000 attack, which is way too large for a Link 1. 1 level 9 Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles with an equipped cards, more than one, is what it takes to make it. Way too easy if you play Infernoble Knights. If this card is Link Shoken, you can target one Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles in your graveyard. This card's name becomes that, gains the effects, and then gets hooked up as an equipped spell, extra 500 attack. Once per turn, soft once per turn, when a spell trap card or effect triggers, as a quick effect, and it doesn't matter who, by the way. You can send one equipped spell from your hand or face up, field to the graveyard, negate the activation, and it can do kill it. That is pretty much all for the Infernobles, specifically. And there you go. So, fighting Flame Swordsman for the Swords Realm. Swords Realm activate, sticks to landing. And then Swords Realm, discarding Ogier. Tear Phrase, resolve without effect. Shuffle both. Shuffle both. Ticket, Salon, Set Promenade, Special Pudding Sister for Pudding Princess, Fighting Flame Sword for Salamandra Fusion, Infernoble Arms, All Mace. Alright, the Infernoble equip spells. I keep on forgetting about those, honestly. So, Infernoble Arms, aka the equipped spells, as well as the Noble Arms Museum. So sorry about the Infernoble support there, guys. Noble Arms Museum, the field spell. All fire warriors, doesn't gotta be Infernobles, gain 500 attack. Soft once per turn, pay 1200 life, add one Noble Arms card from deck to hand that isn't Museum, and then once per turn, if the previous effect was applied, you can target one Noble Knight monster in your spell trap zone, special it out, and then if you activate this while you do not control Infernoble Knight Emperor Charles, you can special for the rest of this turn except warriors. And then, when it comes to the Infernoble equipped spells, you have Durando, who searches one level 5 or lower warrior from deck to hand, then destroy this. And then if it's being sent to the graveyard just because the equipped monster is destroyed, target one level 5 or lower fire warrior in your graveyard, special it out, and then you can special for the rest of the turn except warriors. Infernoble Arms, hold to Claire. While equipped, you can target one face-up monster you control. It can't do no direct attacks except that monster. Also, it gains the ability this turn to make a second attack during each battle phase. If this card is sent to the graveyard just because the equipped monster is sent there, you can target one face-up monster anywhere on the field, kill it. You can use one effect per turn and only once that turn, so one effect or the other, can't do both. Joyeuse, the equip. When it comes to the Joyeuse, instead of searching, this one recurs. One fire warrior from grave to hand, then destroy this. And Joyeuse does the exact same thing. Actually, no, it's not, because Durando does graveyard, while Joyeuse's destruction, because the equipped monster is sent there. This one specials a fire warrior from the hand. And then Infernoble Arms, All Mace. While equipped, you can only equip one Infernoble Arms equipped spell from deck or graveyard that isn't All Mace to one appropriate monster, then kill this. And in this one, just because the equipped monster is sent there, you can target one fire warrior that is banished or in your graveyard, add it back to your hand. One effect per turn and only once that turn, so one effect or the other, can't do both. Now that's pretty much that. So, All Mace, Immortal Phoenix Gearfried, Teacher Souffle, make herself unaffected. Recover cards, Ogier, Fighting Flame Sword, Salamandra Fusion, 3700, Yoink, the Ala mode, attack over Pudding Sister Shuffle back, and pass. Teacher Souffle, make Pudding Princess unaffected. Flower Girl, back to hand. Gelato Shuffleback, Ticket Salon, Salon Set Dessert, Ticket for Pudding Sister, 2 Madolches for Geonator Transverser. In this situation, if my opponent were to negate any of the Madolche or Vernusylph cards, once the bait negate comes up, we could just have Geonator Transverser creature swap. And speaking of Transverser, if you aren't too familiar with this card was the MVP of non-Vernusylph / non-Madolche extra decks because people never really saw this card coming. So, link to Earth Rock, 1200 attack, top right, bottom left arrows, 2 effect monsters is what it takes to make her. This linked card and monsters that it points to cannot be killed by your opponent's card effects. If this card points to 2 monsters, creature swap. Hard once on the creature swap. To attack mode they all go. Extra normal Madeline. Search Madeline. Exceed Shoken into Tiramisu. Tiramisu. Gear Free negate. Promenade negate Gear Free. And then Infernoble Flame Swordsman scoop. So guys, that's going to do it for the Archetype Archive on Infernoble / Flame Swordsman support. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. And if you haven't already, smash the notification bell to keep yourself constantly updated. And we'll catch you guys next time.